Anyway, that guy with the torn foot. As we were talking to him, I was just thinking about, all the different jokes that you could make and everything that's going on in the paper, from the congressman who likes little boys to whatever. When it comes to comedy, do you feel like there are any lines, or there should be, like, hey, when it comes to that, you don't joke about that? I'm sure the people listening now, you got some guys that are like, I don't care, man, joke about anything. This is life. And that's close to where I am. This is life. You got to be able to laugh about it all.
Right.
But to you, is there anything where...
Absolutely.
There is.
Yeah,
a lot of things.
Today, if you read the paper and some guy makes a joke about those girls dying, at that shooter's hand, those Amish girls. Yeah, I don't think that's funny. Somebody...
See, like that, I would maybe say... Did you see? Let me try to think of something funny, like a joke with that. But it's still not that bad. I'll say, if Elvis started reading that article, I'd say, did you see the latest on that? And you'd go, no. And I'd say, they actually had the footage, and you see 6 girls lying there dead, and then the guy who shot himself was dead. And it's the weirdest thing. Some guy comes walking around the corner and says, I'm Chris Hansen. So, you were coming here to see 6 Amish girls, huh?
So,
I notice you brought some lubricant.
Yeah.
If you weren't dead, what were you planning on doing with that? How's the buttermilk? How's that blood leaking out of your head? I'm Chris Hansen. This is the part of the interview where the cameras come out and ask you, what were you thinking before you blew your brains out?
How's that Amish buttermilk and bread?
That you could have had.
Right.
Had you not killed yourself. Right. I'm Chris Hansen. But you don't think there's a joke.
I mean, I don't particularly think that was funny, and not because I find it offensive or anything. I think that's more of a...
You were smiling when I was saying that.
Yeah, he was.
Because of Rudy trying to hold his laughter in the background and hugging himself.
Everything.
Wait a minute. You didn't find that even slightly humorous that Chris Hansen would come around the corner going...
I'm Chris Hansen.
Says here in the log you like Amish girls.
The reason why I think that's humorous is it's more a statement about Chris Hansen as it is. You're not making fun of the girls who were just killed. I mean, you're making fun of, the whole situation as far as Chris Hansen approaching it.
Says here in your log that you planned on using lubricant. What is this?
Right.
What were your plans? Why do you have a webcam?
Oh, take a seat on the buggy.
Take a seat in this casket next to these other 6 girls. I have some questions for you. I'm Chris Hansen. This is Dateline.
And don't worry about the bloody bonnets. He shot him right through the head.
All right.
You're free to leave. I can't...
We should tread very carefully on this.
Really?
Yes.
Definitely. Well, can I tell you something?
Yes.
I'm Chris Hansen. I'm doing a show on Dateline tonight.
Right.
It's about dead Amish girls.
Please stop.
Please stop. There is a line.
We'll stop, and now we'll take a break, or what?
No. Is there a line that, given time, you can start, making fun of it? But
I'll agree.
So
there
fresh?
are some things. Yeah, I'll agree that some things. Whereas if it just happened, you shouldn't joke about it. But maybe a year down the line, some people will be able to joke about it. But
then the Chris Hansen show is going to be over. My jokes would be no good.
Right.
I'm sure you could come up with something else in that time. You're creative.
I don't want to. I'm Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm Chris Hansen. And you wouldn't believe what we found in his pocket.
So I'm assuming that your answer to your own question is no. There's nothing over the line that you can feel.
Not in a comedy club, no.
Our next predator was rolling into the neighborhood by horse and buggy.
There'll be a barn raising on Saturday.
He's been getting his messages across via, he didn't have an email, so it was via pigeon.
And smoke signals.
It says here in the smoke signal,
right,
I'd like to visit you sometime.
Come on, stroke my beard. I'm Chris Hansen.
Mark did want you to be topical with current events.
Yeah, he does. He wants me to talk about what's in the paper.
Which we have.
My style, though, bitch. We doing my style today. What's up with the Negroes? Every once in a while, it's how I get taller. My Negroes!
would you root for him?
Wow.
Why would you root for him?
I'm not rooting.
New York.
I'm not rooting. I just
Why would you have a big gay redneck on your team?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
You asked that to Turkey.
Why? Hey,
I am asking.
Why would we have a turd burgling board op? I mean, sometimes you just do it because that's what you're given.
That's all they gave us.
You know,
we had no choice in
young face, know-it-all goon.
We got screwed.
All right. All right, so Matt, we'll bring you back in when we get another response.
He will respond
from the turkey gobbler.
Right. Mr. Gobbler.
Wanted to, and by the way, any of these people, Matt, I mean, because it's baseball fever time. Right. If they want to say something, they're welcome to. It looks like the phones are going nuts. Right. We can get to the phones in a second.
Sweet.
Back to Lou. Sit down here, my friend.
Chill out. Okay.
I'm talking about comedy and whether or not there should be any lines.
Yeah.
And you said, yes, I have a problem with a bunch of things.
Yeah.
What else? Because I'm like I said, I'm that guy that's really close to saying comedy is comedy. And I can honestly say from my heart, because this is WWF up here right now. Me and my heart, if I'm going through there and I were to even see the parents of these Amish people, or if I knew there was anything that I could do to help, and it's such a horrible tragedy, and these are human beings, but my job and the thing I love to do is to take that tragedy, however dark and deep it is, and then, you make light of it. But I think the average person can see right through me going, that's a pretty decent guy, but, he's just... I only have one problem myself. That's if I know that someone that got hurt is within these listening radio airwaves.
I hear you.
To me, that's when...
Right.
If I think they or their family are listening... then I have a problem with it. Otherwise, death, destruction,
it's part of life, man.
Yeah.
It really is. It's going to keep happening.
Well, and one other thing that I never made a joke about, and if I did, it had to be like here when you guys were all calling me Bin Laden's buddy. I would never make a joke about 9/11.
No way.
Right.
Never.
Otherwise, to me, there's just about anything. So what else do you have a problem with when it comes to comedy?
Well, we were just talking about the guy who got fired. Can't remember the radio guy's name, but he made a joke about, I can't remember the black guy's name, but this black man...
He said it was a grease man?
Grease, yeah. Okay, yeah. It was Grease Man, this black man was dragged to death by these white southern bigots.
Okay.
And it was obviously a horrific crime that had been done, and it was all over the national papers, and he made a joke about it the next day. And
what was the joke?
I don't remember the exact joke. Rudy said that it was just something really over the top.
But Rudy said it sounded more like there was some hate in it rather than
I don't know about
he was
that.
going for funny.
I don't know about that for sure. But in my mind, making a joke about that I just wouldn't find it funny. I think it's awful.
Awful. That is awful. I think up here there's a bit more of a line, like on the radio, than there is in a comedy club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't you
But
agree?
why?
Because it's public airways,
Exactly.
and anyone could just be kind of going through.
Unfortunately,
But they got to understand what the show is. It is topics, and it's interacting with the people.
Agreed.
But they have to understand, and I know some things are going to hit close to home, like if we're talking about a disability or something.
Sure.
That listeners got to know. Okay, that's these are cool guys, and if they saw me in public or knew I needed help, because that is what we are. If you're a listener and I knew you needed help, now don't come in here with sunglasses and this. I saw this lady walking with sunglasses yesterday and one of those canes, and she's reading all the signs on the sales that they're having. Don't come in here with. I have been taken advantage of before from being a compassionate person,
a giving guy,
but. Everything we say at some point is going to hit someone like, oh, man, that's messed up. That happened to my uncle. Or
You're right.
Someone I know is going through cancer. But that's... You got to know what's behind it. What's the intention? Is it just to give people man, I just read that, and it's been all over the news, and that's horrible.
Some levity to it.
Here's a little release now.
Yeah, but I don't think the intention has anything to do with it, because if you came on the air and you heard somebody making a joke about the World Trade Center, all those people who died, you wouldn't care about the intention. You would just say, man, that's really screwed up. You shouldn't joke about that.
Yeah, you're right. That's why I want to know where your line is, because I would agree with you on that. But the Amish thing, for us to joke around about Chris Hansen coming around the corner of the door, Right. So you have lubricant. What were you planning on doing that before you were killing these people and then shot yourself? And I'm not going to, get into any, like, really, really foul stuff, but...
Right.
No.
Right.
I remember, I have one regret. But it's like we almost didn't. We kept pushing that. Do you remember that one time?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I told the story.
The guy that died,
here, yeah.
right?
Yeah, there was a football player
who was working for another radio station.
Yeah.
Actually, as a sales guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he was an ex-Niner? 49er. And then he got a job at one of our sister stations.
Yeah.
Like each radio station, usually the building has several stations within it.
Sure. Right.
So this guy was out fishing with his son, and was it just the dad that went overboard?
Yeah, the father. I think maybe the kid went, and he went for the kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the dad ended up drowning. Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
So we, the next day, we talked about it and how horrible it was.
Tragedy.
But then after a pause, we said, look, just a little advice for anyone out there fishing that played football. I mean, aluminum boat, you can't wear cleats.
Or your helmet or pads.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we did the sound effects of the cleats, like slipping everywhere and like...
Yeah. Jesus. And then the next day we were told to stop it. We were that day.
Right.
And then the next day we went on with the Boys to Men song.
Yeah, we said we actually apologize because so much heat came in and we go, look, we do apologize.
First of all, we didn't know he worked for a sister station when we did the story.
That we didn't know.
We didn't know.
But then they started jumping our ass from every which way, and then so we said, you know what, this is a man that was respected in the community, so and we'll dedicate this song, How do I... And actually, I think everyone was feeling it, because even I was for a second.
Okay, yeah.
And then we did a splash and a drowning.
And then we're doing...
I was in the back, water going... And that got us suspended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
And and then that's when I think it's too far when I'm sitting at home like, man, this sucks. I'm not even at my job. That's where it tugs on my heartstrings when I get suspended for something like that.
Without pay. That sucks.
Thank you. You want to take some of these calls here?
Take Rocco in Staten Island. Hello, Rocco.
Hey, doghouse.
What's up?
Come on.
How much, man? First off, JV.
Yeah.
Good quote. The road to hell is paved with good intention.
Okay.
So think about that. But second off, I wanted to ask you about the joke line. What about when it comes close to home with you? Like I called up Gary the other day, asked him how do I get this girl off my tip. Natasha just won't stop calling me.
Oh, see, I'm cool with that.
No, I know you're cool with that.
Yeah. I can. I'm fine with that.
Right.
Would it affect me differently? The day that I come up here and share that my father dies. Yes, but I'm also prepared that
I can't wait for that day. I cannot
I'll probably have to take a couple days off, and it'll get me, and it'll affect me.
Right.
Yeah.
But then I know that's life. I know that death is a part of it, and I know.
Sure.
I understand this company really frowns upon, certain subjects too. I do my best to follow those guidelines, but I even disagree with that. I think, people are going to have miscarriages and things, and to make a joke and say, do you want this here or to go in a shoebox or whatever? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. You want fries with that?
Yeah.
I agree with you. It really isn't what you say. It really is how you say it that makes the
So why does that guy say that? Like all good intentions lead to hell? Who came up with that?
I don't know.
I think that fag did. That's not a cliche. Who are you, cliche guy?
Yeah.
I'm know-it-all.
What you're saying is what's important is the intention, but that's not what's important for everyone else. I mean, if you offend a bunch of people out there, that's really the reality of what
it's happening every day. My intention is to just make you laugh, to take everyday life, and a part of our everyday life is some serious, nasty stuff. But my intention is our job is to, hopefully you laugh a little bit, but then I also, at important times, remind people, hey, not too much, but, once in a while, we are here to love each other.
I believe that line exists
without
with
condoms.
everybody. I mean, I believe that line exists with everybody. I don't care who you are. I don't know what Elvis's line is yet, but when I first started listening to this show, I couldn't believe that you were getting on him about his dying mother. I mean, I was like, oh,
it wasn't that I was getting on him about his dead mother. It was that I was getting on his dead mother.
Right.
Only 2 days after her death.
Can I tell you, it's been months, but I still cringe whenever you make that joke.
Right.
Oh, man.
So do I, because it stinks. You think it's easy? It stinks.
And I know all the listeners are listening and they're laughing, but you know what?
Oh, she's in ashes?
She's an ash, yeah, she's in ashes.
I've been doing somebody's grandma. Somebody had the same name and gravesite that I am tired of digging up. Hey, welcome to Digging for Dates.
Let's take another couple phone calls here. Let's go to Carlos in New Rochelle. What's up, Carlos?
Yeah, what up, what up?
What's going on?
Hi, I was just saying, you know, like, they let black people and Hispanics say the N-word, you know, because they feel that we're all in the same pothole, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's why Jim Norton makes fun of people with Down syndrome, because he's like half retarded.
Listen, something came to mind.
There it goes.
Something, yeah, and it left.
Yes.
Something came to mind, you know, with black people. For example, we did that Next Fest. And there were, you know, several black listeners. They were totally cool with us, and they know what we're doing.
Michael Strahan was there.
Like we had, his son.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had the mayor on, and that bit we got to replay. That was some of the greatest stuff. Or no, he wasn't a mayor. What was he? He was
mayor. He was helping.
Mayor Lou was his name.
Virginia somewhere.
Right. Oh, right.
He is teaming up with Cosby to make this museum on slavery.
Right, exactly.
I don't want to get all, you know, back into that, but I think the average black listener knows, okay, you guys are just, you know, having fun.
Sure.
But, yeah, sometimes, George, it would make me cringe, like, you know, when he was out there going, acting like a robot.
Right.
And then every time he'd walk up to a black person, yo, from the hood of
Hip-hop high school.
Hip-hop high school.
Yeah, that was a little odd.
But, again, he's just having fun. I don't see George Gallo being this racist, you know, that...
Right.
Do you have any lines, Elvis?
No.
Do you feel like there's certain places you shouldn't go?
I can handle anything.
But let me ask you this. I mean, did it make any difference that George was going up to kids and doing that?
No. On that one, yes, it did.
It did, right?
It did. And because they didn't know what was going on.
Yes.
I'm with you on that one, Lou, because they were there as a part of their field trip.
Exactly.
To me, anyone that's listening to this show...
We just dropped an A-bomb on their field trip.
Yeah.
He just said hip-hop high school. It's no big deal.
But like, you didn't have to hear these teachers ream me out. I mean, you guys were going up to me. And
they came up to him and said, "Hey, you know what? You guys using those as cuss words." Yeah, and he goes, "What?" He goes, "You said goddamn," and then Lou goes, "Aha, you did too."
Oh, nice. Hey, that's our producer getting her back.
And Lou goes, "Goddamn's not a curse word." They go, "The hell it ain't. Goddamn is." You said it again.
Said it more than we have. Jesus.
I don't know. I lean more towards, and we'll drop this.
If I can handle you making fun of my dead mother, I can handle anything.
Yeah.
So there's no line.
And you guys can talk about, you know, I mean, I've had things when people call in and go, God, you know, JV, what are you, gay? You fag? You this? You that? Or I had Natasha last night, and blah blah blah. It's my guess that what the listeners are doing is what I'm doing every day, busting balls. Right. You know, and sometimes it's going to get really close to that line. Right. And there's been several times that I've seen an article in the paper where I'm like, this is funny, but it involves a firefighter, a police officer, or someone local that I think might be within that listening range. I don't want to do it to you.
You're right. There's that line there. Yeah. Let's go to Edna. What's up, Edna?
Doc House.
What?
Hello. I was just calling to tell you that you guys are really funny no matter what you guys talk about, the current news. That's what makes you who you are. Great.
I would agree with that.
Thank you. Well, me, at least. Appreciate it, Edna. Thank you. Take Alex real quick. What's up, Alex?
Hey, Doghouse.
What?
Hey, I was just calling to say that I listen to you guys not to listen to some politically correct show. I listen to you guys to be entertained. I mean, as long as there are people out there with their own, points of view, you're always going to be, offending at least one person out there.
Right. And that person, I would hope, gets over it real fast. Because there's going to be, I've had digs in the past where it's like, oh, you got me on that one, you mother effer. But you got it, by the time you get home, you got to laugh. Right. There's been, listen, I'm going to be honest, like it was just a tangle, you know, some people expected that we would, you know, get into a little tangle with O and A. But you see me, I'm right back to respecting them as a show, and I even Elvis and I are the type of guys that give a lot of credit to what their listeners came up on us.
Sure. Right.
I mean, they came up with different emails or stuff that was funny, and you got to go, hey, you know, that was funny. And sometimes a couple of the digs are like, oh, that's a deep one, but
because that one hurt. Because that was real.
But I mean, that's what we're doing. We're dishing it out all the time.
Exactly.
Enough on that. Let's move on to something decent, like myself.
Oh yeah.
JV on the other side of the break. Rudy?
92.3 Free FM. When you finally...
Is that the GN defense, stupid?
So, Matt, this guy's talking to you.
Yeah,
He said you don't know what you're talking about.
Moron.
So you guys were the second best team in baseball in 1981. Congratulations, bro.
Hey, 20 years, bitch!
Bitch! Instant feedback just said, Matt, thanks for living back in 1986. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's the last time the Mets?
No.
No, I know. They won in, what, 2000?
They lost in 2000.
Okay.
Let's change that ho to where if you feel like you really have a strong argument and you pretty much handled it, bitch!
I like that.
That'd be much better.
So you're saying he's wrong about the 2 World Series wins in the 70s?
78.
No, they won in the 70s. That's when Reggie Jackson hit all those home
Right,
runs.
Mr. October, thank you. Ho, ho, ho. I mean, bitch!
Oh, yeah, I forgot we had this guy scheduled. His name is what? Kenneth Kahn?
Kahn, yeah.
He's running for mayor.
He's a clown.
Alameda, California.
All right, from Alameda. Go ahead, bring him on really quick.
Kenneth, how are you?
JV Elvis, how are you guys doing?
We're doing absolutely great. I totally forgot we had you scheduled.
Sorry, buddy.
That's okay, JV
Yeah.
Elvis.
So we'll...
You know,
Beat it.
What else going on in the news?
This is going on. U.S. and Iraq.
No time for no clowns.
Hell's no. U.S. and Iraq.
What are you, some clown?
Quit your clowning now. U.S. and Iraqi officials are denying that any of their troops left this picture of a winking Jesus with his thumbs up in a house of a suspected Shiite militiaman. Now, in this house, a woman and a girl were killed. They're saying that some troops left a picture of Jesus.
What's up, Lou?
He hates that when we do that, too.
You don't get it?
Like, why do they even waste the paper to put notes on this guy on your desk?
Oh, yeah.
Because we moved on. He was a clown.
Hey, look, I do feel for Lou and Matt and Jan and anyone that does work hard to line up people.
Too bad.
Because they do. Lou is so thorough. He's got, like, all these notes on...
It's incredible.
You know, and he's telling me that his sister's saying, you know, he's making a mockery of the system, but this guy's an actual clown. He's running for mayor. And we run out of time sometimes.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Oh, I forgot we had you on. How's it going?
Bitch.
You're thinking it's just going to be a throwaway. Just let me know.
I didn't know at the time. It sounded great on paper.
Right. It really looked
Or it looked great on paper.
And we know it was in the news. Great.
So there's a photo of Jesus in Iraq. Kramer. So
Booyah.
Mark would be happier if we talked about the Amish thing because it's on the front page.
We talked about it.
Yeah, but we just kind of made fun of it.
We talked about the Foley thing. We talked about the Yankees and Mets.
I would rather talk about,
very local, very topical. Yeah, I would too. I'm with that.
By the way, this guy molested 20 years ago his own relatives.
Yeah, 3 and a 5-year-old. Mm-hmm.
And he was 12 at the time, right?
And he said he was tormented for years and he dreamed of doing it again.
Bullcrap. You're not tormented. He's the one that did the molesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
You did the molesting, and he said he was tormented by thoughts of doing it again. Yeah, but did you ever then go to a doctor? Did you try to get help? No, you went, and on your last day out, you took people's daughters away.
Right.
I guarantee there's, and especially to the listening audience, there are people that would still like to take his dead body, bring it into a courtroom, sentence him, and then shoot him in the head.
Yes. I'm all for it.
I think I'm one of them, too. Don't tell me you were tortured after you molested someone. You already ruined lives, and then you went to these people who are so afraid of the outside world corrupting them.
Yeah, look what you did.
And one of the girls that was listed in critical condition, she actually, they took her off life support and they took her home basically just waiting for her to die any second.
Great.
And to you, that's funny.
Yeah. And there is a line, and you crossed it. That's weak.
And to you, that's funny. And to you, you're looking for the clay Aiken giggle.
Some things you just don't talk about.
This is the Jeff Miller of the Pennsylvania Police?
State Police, yes. Pennsylvania State Police.
Robert stated to his wife, I am not coming home. The police are here. Then he states, I molested some minor family members that were 3 or 4 years old, 20 years ago. It's unclear from his wife, but Robert states that he's getting revenge for something that occurred in his life.
He's getting revenge?
Robert then tells his wife where the suicide notes are located within the residence, and that's the last conversation Roberts has with his wife. His wife finds the suicide notes. She read some of them, and then she called her mother and then called 911.
Poor wife.
Robert's wife stated to us that Roberts took the loss of their child, Elise.
She's going to need some Disney. I'll do
Elise was a child born prematurely 9 years ago.
Easy.
Okay, so what he's part of it he's blaming on they lost their child.
They died 9 years
What
ago.
does that have to do with you killing other
9
children?
years later? It's not like you snapped. You're tormented. Huge!
Robert states in his suicide note that he has been having dreams for the past couple of years about doing what he did 20 years ago, and in the dreams he wants to do those things again. His parents, his wife, they had no knowledge of any molestation by Roberts affecting any family member or anyone else. And this was a complete surprise to them. Roberts' behavior was organized, pre-planned, and had forethought given to his actions. We discovered a bag of nails, chains, small clamps, and 2 tubes of KY jelly. One of the 2x4 pieces of wood had 10 large eye hooks in the board, spaced approximately 10 inches apart.
Strap them up.
It's important to note that we had 10 victims at that time that were in the school. It's very possible, we don't know for sure, but it's very possible that when he talks about doing the things and having dreams for the last 2 years about doing things that he did 20 years ago, if in fact it's true that he did this molestation, that he perhaps planned with the kind of wood and eye bolts and flex cuffs and KY jelly and other things, it's very possible that he intended to victimize these children.
Man, thank God he didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad that those girls are gone, but thank God they weren't put on hooks and tortured, and then him doing what he did to other young kids.
Right.
Jeez.
I know. Brutal.
I'm with you finally, Lou.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Have not believed in the death penalty until today. And what sucks is I can't even get the bastard.
Exactly.
I finally believe in the death penalty, and he ain't even around for me to...
That sucks. Weak.
Bitch.
Yep. Took the push.
There's someone else, honestly, that I wouldn't mind shooting. This Cindy Sheehan. I'm tired of her.
What's she doing?
She's an old coot.
This says Cindy Williams. I thought it was Cindy Sheehan.
It is Cindy Sheehan.
Why do you say Cindy Williams?
Cindy Williams is from Laverne and Shirley.
Why do you put that here?
I don't know. He's stupid.
I'm just tired of Sheehan out at the book signings and running her mouth. She's gone too far now.
Crazy.
Oh, no.
I should save that until tomorrow.
Certainly.
We're out of time.
Yeah.
We'll shoot that bitch tomorrow.
Okay, cool. I like it.
Anyone you want to shoot, hey, I'm not here to tell you
No. Right.
what to do with your life. I'm just
Line 'em
saying
up.
I'm scheduling my shootings for tomorrow. And I'll do it with the show.
Yep.
I was going to ask you, Lou, would you date a girl that did just one porn?
One porn?
Only one porn.
Soft
Just
porn,
just
very
one.
hard
No. No. All. Everything. But it was one.
It was just one, and let me see.
Here we go. Good luck to you. Good luck.
2 black guys, a donkey, and 3 items that needed batteries.
That's not so bad.
Okay.
That's not so bad.
I would agree with you.
Depends how hot she is. Yeah, I'm with that, too. That's fine. I like that.